Hello, Cosmic Superstars. Welcome to Honest Flow, a virtual sacred space for honest conversations and just going with the flow. And on that note, just a reminder, honest conversations aren't always going to be sunshine and rainbows. It is often difficult to hear and can be triggering. Having said that, please know that it is not my intent to hurt feelings, but it is my intent to wake people up to certain behaviors or things that aren't quite right and are potentially toxic to others, toxic to oneself. Yeah, just please know that my intent is never malicious. I'm not a malicious person. I just want the best for everyone. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer in, slide it in before we talk about what we're going to talk about today, which is, did you hear my drum roll? Emotions. So yeah, this is why I have intentionally popped this screensaver background thing, free Zoom background. By the way, I need to say thank you to I think it's Fernando George from Mexico for this free image because yeah, give people credit where credit is due. So, yeah. Emotions. Why do I want to talk about emotions? Well, first and foremost, I had a bit of an emotional breakdown a few days ago, and I'll get into that story in a moment or after we sort of talk about the topic first. But I wanted to really sort of touch on this because I do feel that especially on social media, that we often forget that people have their down days. We're always assuming that everyone's happy, that everyone's going through, yeah, just all the good stuff. Life is good, everything's positive, but that's not the truth. And social media really does influence, especially the younger generations who have yet to have full life experiences yet because they're still too young to have understood how things work, and all they see is like their idols or people they follow or celebrities like living this amazing lifestyle, and just you know they see the end result of things, but they don't see the in between bits. They see the milestone moments, but they don't see the challenges, the struggles, the pain, the everyday stuff. And what I mean by everyday stuff, like the doing the house chores, paying your bills, going to work, making the moolah, things like that. Like young kids don't see that stuff often enough, and they forget that what is being put on social media is not reality. I mean, it's real, but it's like 20% re like 20% of the truth, but there's 80% that's missing. And they just see that and they focus on that and go, why is my life so crap? Why is this not blah blah blah? Blah and blah and blah. You know where I'm going with this. But yeah, and I wanted to make this video to remind people that don't let the social media world trap you like that. Don't believe all that you see. Become aware and conscious that what you see in social media is just a small part of the reality, the real reality. And most people prefer to just post positive things, happy things, the milestone things. I'm one of those people too. Like I rarely post sad stuff. Like every now and then I might do like an outspoken post about something that I'm annoyed with society or something. But most of the time when I do post, I post positive things. And just saying, I don't go on social media as much as I used to anymore. Like not because I have anything against it. It's just that I'm so busy in the background doing me, and yeah, it's just become less of something that I need to do. So yeah, just wanted to put that disclaimer in, or squeeze that information in case people are wondering why is it I'm not on, or why is it I don't like their things. But it's just like, oh, it's probably because I didn't see it because it wasn't on my feed on those random moments when I did go on. But anyway, why am I explaining myself? Why do I have to explain myself to people who just are geared towards trying to misunderstand me? So anyway, sorry, talking out loud. But yeah, I want people to understand that we all struggle. we all grow. We all struggle, and we all go through ish. And by the way, just quickly, I'm wearing my Invisalign today, and that's why I'm pronouncing things even worse than I usually do. I normally pronounce things bad already, but I feel like it's making me even more tongue-tied. So, yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, I really, really, really wanted to sort of emphasize and put that message out there and just remind people what you see is not everything. And there's so much more work and effort and pain that is involved in the end result of what you actually see. And also for those, trigger alert, for those who actually constantly, keyword constantly, frequently, regularly publicize that life is shit and depressing and whatnot along those, like, that, showing those emotions. I'm just gonna say that behavior stems from wounds, insecurities, needing validation, and what was the word I was about to use? Attention seeking. That is attention seeking behavior, which stems from wounds about self worth and insecurity and needing that external validation. So I wanted to sort of show you the other end of the scale, because there are, those who just post positive stuff, and then there's those on the other end of the scale keep keep posting negative, sad, depressing stuff. That's, for me, that's like wound. Sorry to say it, just calling it wound. Now, it's okay if every now and then you share something personal because you feel like, you're in those emotions and you want to share those things because you feel it'll help others to understand and, get people to understand. But if you're constantly doing it to get attention, that's a different thing. Okay. And it's same on the other side too, like constantly posting all these, I'm living the happy life. And if it's not real, that's another wound there as well. But we're not going into that. Today, I really just want to talk about emotions. Let's get back into emotions. Woo. So emotions. So I wanted people to understand that, yeah, everyone suffers, everyone goes through pain, and it's actually quite common, believe it or not. And it's okay to have an emotional outburst. It's okay to cry. It's okay to break down. And if anyone ever tells you otherwise, don't hang with those people. Those people are not for you, okay? They're not good for you, because the truth is we all go through crap. However, we're good at suppressing. We're good at hiding it. And I really, really feel sorry for the men out there, the masculines, because they got told that they shouldn't be crying or they shouldn't feel these things. And this is why they have all these issues. Like, sorry to say, but like, we need to understand that it's okay to cry and it's really normal. And I really want people to start embracing these emotional episodes the way a child would. What I mean by that is when you're going through these things and you're feeling hurt about something, number one, don't be reactive. Be emotional, but don't be reactive. And reactive means to go and, you know, emotionally attack others and blame others. Instead, go find a place to cry it all out, to release those frustrations, let it flow through and process it. And then get some rest, drink a lot of water, get some rest, have a shower, get some rest. And the next day, I want you to take time to reflect on those things. And then you'll be in a more clearer state. But don't ever make decisions or do anything when you're emotionally reactive, because your energy is just all over the place. It's not at peace. It's not stable. Right. And try to embrace emotions the way like did I say it before? Like a child would. You know, when children are upset about something in the moment, they're crying, they're like, "Ah, rah, 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 rah," and all these things. And you ask them what's wrong. Like, I'm just upset because I didn't get a lolly, or I really want that toy, you won't give it to me, blah blah blah. And, they're so vocal and honest, by the way. Children really can learn so much from children. And then guess what? After they've cried it all out, after they've released it, it gets to the point they get tired and they're just like, and then it's kind of the episode is over and then they're distracted by something else, or they sort of move on from it, or like their parent comes in and go and sorts out the issues, like, oh, you're hungry, okay, here's some food, or oh, you want this, but we can't get you this now, or they will give them what they need. But yeah, the issue is sorted, and then the next day the child forgets about that whole episode. Like, they don't hold grudges. Like, children are crying on a daily basis, young children, right? And about all kinds of things. And the next day they forget about that episode because they go through the next thing and the next thing. And I feel like adults should sort of process their emotions in the same way. But yeah, just kind of learn to process, let it flow, and then ground it. I think I did a video early on about ways to sort of cleanse yourself energetically after like an emotional episode. You can try to find it, or I'll try to pop it in the caption. But yeah, ground that energy and release. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I actually had an emotional breakdown on, I can't remember, it's Thursday night or Friday. I think Thursday night, Thursday or Wednesday. I can't remember what day. It's like, to be honest, my brain's all over the place right now. But basically we were very close to putting our cat down. And yeah, my cat Dory, she's our baby girl. She's been very ill for a while now, and she actually had major surgery last March, and then she had a 2-month, 3-month recovery time, and then she seemed like she was getting better, and then December last year she started showing signs that she was unwell again, and then she's been all these meds the past 2 months, and then on last week she suddenly got worse and we had to take her to the vet clinic, actually for a routine checkup, not because we knew something was wrong, but when we got to the vet clinic we got told she had a high fever, and suddenly we had to take her to the hospital. And yeah, it just sort of happened from there, and I was just really distraught. My husband and I were both distraught. And, my husband, bless his soul, he loves Dory so, so, so much. And that's like his little girl, right? And I love her too. And I feel like we deal with things in our own unique way. Like, because, females deal with things differently than males because they are told that they can't cry and stuff. So he's trying to hold it together. But I think when he sees me crying, he knows that it's okay as well for him to let it out. So we're both like quite teary, quite emotional. I was thinking about it, makes me sad. And it felt like all the vets were sort of indicating to us that we had to that the best choice would be, the most compassionate choice being to put Dory down. And me being stubborn, and also because I had called in an animal healer and communicator into the situation about a month ago to kind of help reverse things, I knew that Dory had communicated while she's going through all this stuff. Actually, she wants to keep fighting and she has the will to live. So in my mind, I was like, but she's not ready to go. We can't end her life because she's wanting to just give it a go. But from a scientific perspective, from the vet's perspective, from a medical perspective, everything was failing. Everything that we were trying to do, every medication that the vets were giving us to help her to manage everything, to hopefully bring her back to equilibrium, to optimal, like just normal, wasn't working. She's on high level meds. She's on chemotherapy meds right now as well. And my husband was like, and it's really hard for him to make this choice too, because like I think she's been suffering for so long, and her quality of life has been compromised. Do you want to keep her on all these meds and keep her suffering just, for us to be selfish to keep her alive? But for me, I was like, but I somehow know in my heart that she's not ready yet. It's not time yet. So, but then I was a bit torn because another part of me, maybe I am being selfish and it was really hard, right? And then my husband told me, he's like, hey, we need to get back to the vet or hospital in 2 hours to decide. And I was just like, it's just tears started falling down my face. And I went out to the back. I was just like, I need, just give me a bit of time. I just need to go outside first. And I went outside because, my backyard is my sort of home ground. I've got this really nice patch of grass and I just sit out there and do my thing. And I just sat out there with my tarot cards. I'm not trying to like get an answer from spirit, but like, should we end her life? Does she want to stay? Does she want to go? What if I'm wrong? What if I'm right? By the way, when you're in elevated state of emotions, in an elevated state of emotions, and your emotions are running high, don't do tarot readings, like, because you're not in a clear headspace and the answers are muddled, and so avoid that. You're better off getting someone else doing reading where you don't do it. Okay, just yeah, I got told off by Animal Healer because I was like telling her, I was like, I got this reverse death card. And she was just like, number one, you are not meant to be doing tarot readings when you're emotional. And I'm just like, okay, I won't listen to the cards. But yeah, I just remember going out to the backyard and I had a good, I don't know, a good cry, probably 20-minute cry of something. Like I was just like crying because I felt like this just so heavy and just yeah, I don't know about you, but I've been through so many different experiences in my life, and I just feel like there are times where I feel like, why, God, why? Like, how much more do you want to crush me? Like, this is too hard. Like, we already put down our family dog in 2019, like my family's dog Hamish, and that really broke me. That's probably my first experience of losing someone through death. I know some of you probably be like, "Oh, that's nothing. I lost my parents, or I lost this and that." And everyone has different experience, and I respect your experience, and I hope that you can respect mine. And I might not have gone through losing humans yet. I feel like I'm jinxing myself right now, but that was the first experience of losing someone through that process. I've been through a lot of different other experiences, but don't want to talk about that. Yeah, so losing Hamish was really hard, but at the same time, that's when my spiritual awakening really stepped up a level and really elevated and moved very rapidly, because I went to see a psychic medium to ask to ask if Hamish was on the other side because I couldn't feel him around me. And that's when the sort of psychic medium said to me, like, hey, are you on the spiritual path or something? And I was like, oh, I don't know, not really. I'm into crystals. And she's like, do you meditate? I'm like, no, I don't know how to meditate. And she's just like, you're meant to be on the spiritual path. Like, your career is, you know, on the spiritual path. And she was showing me some card that I drew. It's like, no, not many people draw this card, and only like certain souls draw this card. And I was just like, okay. And that's how my spiritual journey started evolving very quickly through that session and through losing Hamish. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So that experience was really painful, and just thinking that I have to go through it again after 4 years of that experience, and around the same time too, and like same month, I just felt like really broken. And yeah, all I can say is like we were so close to ending her, but I just told my husband that, look, if we end her life right now and don't sort of try one more time, I'm going to end up living in resentment and thinking about what if we had given her a chance, what if we could have turned it around, but we didn't even try and we ended her life in that moment because the vets all said, all the stats are saying no. Like, what if there's a way? What if, yeah, we can do it? And then I told him, like, look, I just want to give it one more try, and if nothing works, at least we can say we tried, and then I'll be more ready to let go. But right now, it's so unexpected. Like, we were taking her to go see the vet for some dental checkup, and then suddenly she's like at the hospital, and then we're getting told that we have to end her life. I'm like, I'm not ready for that. But now, but yeah, so we made the choice to keep her around. So I'm getting emotional. Oh, I don't know, when I do this, it helps calm me. But we made the choice to keep her around. And the vet said, we can only keep her on the feeding tube for another like 4 to 6 weeks at most. And then from there, we have to figure out, we have to hope that she eats on her own soon, or we have to go back to force feeding. But that's basically the time we have to try to help her recover, or at least spend as much time with her until it's done. But I am hopeful. As a healer, there's a part of me like, you can heal this. You got this. You can heal this. And you've got the animal healer waiting too. And then my husband's gonna do all the research on the different medicines and things and foods out there. And we can somehow save her. We can bring it around if we just don't give up. At least that's what we're telling ourselves for now. But I won't lie, there is this deep fear that our time with her is ending, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, emotions. I just wanted people to know that everyone goes through pain. We all have our ups and downs, and it's part of the human experience. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to go through these things. It's actually quite normal. For what goes up must come down, what goes down must come up. It's always going to be like that. This is the cycle of life. This is, yeah, the human experience. And I want people to really learn to embrace those emotions more and accept those emotions, and, tell yourself it's okay. Like, we don't shame children for crying. Well, I hope not. So why are we shaming ourselves as adults for crying? And for any adults out there who shame your children for crying, shame on you. And trust me, I know what it's like to be shamed for crying as a young child, being sensitive as a young child. And I tell you what, worst thing that adults ever did to me was make me feel bad for crying. And then now I have to learn to cry again, to actually let myself release freely and not feel like I'm a burden to everyone because I'm crying. No one should ever feel like it's a burden to cry, right? We should all be making space for those who are hurting inside. Anyway, I don't know if this made any sense, but this was more of a personal share. And this was just me showing a different side of me, and also just telling people that I go through stuff too, because I know there's many out there who think that I'm all sunshine, rainbows, always optimistic, and, never struggles. But the truth is, I do. It's just that I know how to deal with things. And after these emotional episodes, after I've cried, I shower, I have a good sleep, and then I just pick myself out and get myself ready for the next day. I look for the solution, the plan. I try not to dwell. So the problem is, that's when you start dwelling on those moments for too long. It's okay to, I mean, for those really big things like heartbreak stuff, it's okay to sort of, sit in those emotions, but don't sit in it for too long, right? Because then you start taking yourself down this dark black hole, and I've been in those holes, and it's really hard to get out, and then it starts playing with your mind, and it's just fudged up energy. So whatever you're going through, just know you can pull yourself out, and it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to go through these things. This is a human life experience. And, we think that nobody goes through it. We think celebrities don't go through it. We think your idols don't go through it. For F's sake, we all go through it. Even celebrities have breakdowns, have breakups, have things failing. They fail too. Celebrities fail the most. And I'll do a video one day on celebrities and how I think the world needs to, back off, because I feel like it's so unfair. Half the ish that people throw at them without realizing they have it hardest. And I would say a lot of celebrities are highly evolved souls because you don't go into this life choosing that life to be in that kind of spotlight. They are highly evolved souls. To choose that path is very crazy, very hard. Anyway, going off track, but I wish you all love. I wish you all healing. And I hope we can learn to cry together. But happy tears, yeah. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.